Hello everybody and a very warm welcome along to Sportsbet TV. This is Paul Alster here with you once again with your tips for a very big weekend's racing. We're looking at Saturday the 22nd of August. There were no midweek selections this week because, well, I was on holiday. Anyway, we're back now and we're looking forward to some great racing on Saturday. There's a terrific card at York. It's Ebor Day. There's also some great racing at the Curragh in Ireland, and altogether we've got 3 selections. Let's go straight to the first of them, and we'll go straight to the Ebor handicap, which is traditionally one of the great handicaps of the year. It's been worth more and more money in recent years, and that has resulted in better and higher quality horses running in the race. Now this year, because of COVID, the prize money has been cut significantly, but I'm pleased to say that trainers are still supporting the race with very high quality horses, and 22 will run, which is actually a bit of a problem because the horse we fancy is number 23 on the list, which means he's the first reserve. In fact, he was originally the second reserve, but one horse is already out, so we need another horse not to run in order for HOCHFELD to get a run for the Mark Johnston team. Now you may recall, if you follow us regularly, that we tipped HOCHFELD at Glorious Goodwood, and it was a glorious selection because we tipped him at 11 to 1. He actually won at 15 to 2. He put up a great performance, and even though he's gone up £6 for that, he's still rated some way below his mark of a couple of seasons ago. 2019 was a pretty barren year for him. He only ran twice. He had a setback. But this year he's coming right back to his best. And with that victory at Glorious Goodwood, where he showed a particularly good attitude, as so many of Mark Johnston's do, they really know how to fight. I thought HOCHFELD was tailor-made for the Ebor. Now, Mark Johnston has 1 or 2 other runners, including Communique, who's well up the handicap, number 3 or something like that, in the same ownership as HOCHFELD. If for any reason Communique were not to run, it would mean that HOCHFELD would get a run, and HOCHFELD is actually half the price of Communique, and well, whether Communique or anything else decides not to run for whatever the reason, it would certainly be great news for those of us that want to support HOCHFELD on the day. He's 16 to 1 generally. Now that's available each way, and there are 5 places of course on offer with most of the good firms because of the 22 runners, and those offering that 16 to 1 at the time of this recording are William Hill, Paddy Power, Betway and Boyle Sports. But I wouldn't advise you to bet until you know the horse is going to get in. Now, in the event that all the 22 above him stand their ground and he misses out agonizingly on a run by just 1 place, the horse that we suggest as an alternative is one of the market leaders, FUJAIRA Prince. He's trained by Roger Varian and is the mount of Andre Adseni, and he's offered at 13 to 2 with Bet Victor William Hill and 888, and this is a very progressive sort. He's a big rangy grey, and even though he'd been off for a year, he won at the first time of asking this season, and it was at Royal Ascot no less, in the Copper Horse handicap over a mile and 6 furlongs. The way he came home there, he looked to me, and I think to quite a few other people, he looked like a group horse really, masquerading as a handicapper, as the old saying says. Now he has gone up £9 in the weights, but I still think that he's on the right side of the handicapper, and he's going to be a very big danger to HOCHFELD if HOCHFELD does get a run. But if he doesn't, I think FUJAIRA Prince is definitely the one to have on your side. So a couple of different alternative suggestions there for the Ebor handicap. It's run at 3:40 on Saturday at York over a mile and 3/4. Now earlier on the card at York, over the same mile and 3/4, there's the Melrose handicap. Now this is a really good race. It's for 3-year-olds only. Over the years, some very fast improving 3-year-olds have run in this, and then some of them have gone on to run very well indeed in races such as even the St Leger at Group 1 level. Now there's a horse in this race that very much takes the eye. It's a filly actually called Dancing Approach. She's trained by Roger Charlton, who's a terrific trainer. Of course, he's won the Derby and so many other big races. And young David Egan who is the son of John Egan, a well-established jockey of many years. She's been really progressive this season. She's won twice at Haydock Park over 1.5 miles. The first time off 65 and then off 71 very, very easily. And then she ran off 79 last time out at Glorious Goodwood, and without a doubt the course didn't suit her. She was really struggling, and she drifted markedly from the main bunch over on the far side towards the stand side. Now that didn't stop her running a terrific race. She actually finished third, and she was keeping on really well at the finish. So much so that she convinced me that the extra 2 furlongs here at the Melrose Handicap at 1.75 miles will be ideal for her. Now, I'm quite sure she'll stay. She's getting weight from just about all the other runners, and I think at 25 to 1 each way at the time of this recording, with the likes of Betfair, Paddy Power and Bet Victor, the old Victor Chandler brand, then I think she's going to go really well. Dancing approach for Roger Charlton and David Egan, and whatever the ground, whether it's eases or stays good, she'll be all right on it because she handles a decent surface and cut in the ground. Now, for our third and final selection on Saturday, we're reprising a selection of a couple of weeks ago, because a couple of weeks ago we tipped you CADILLAC over in Ireland. CADILLAC was due to run and was withdrawn from a very hot race, a Group 1 race, because the ground was just a little bit too quick for this colt, trained by Jessica Harrington and the mount of Shane Foley. Well, they've waited and the ground has eased, and he's going to run on Saturday in the 7 furlong Group 2 Futurity Stakes for 2-year-olds at the Curragh at 4:45. Now, this is a race that has been dominated, as are so many in Ireland, by Aidan O'Brien. He's won 6 of the last 7 renewals with the likes of subsequent Derby winner Anthony Van Dyke and the subsequent 2,000 Guineas winner Churchill. But he's got 3 runners here. They include a couple that tuck each other on and were first and second last time out, Military Style and Van Gogh. They were first and second in the Group through Tyros Stakes, but I don't think they're going to beat CADILLAC. CADILLAC absolutely dotted up, winning by 9 lengths on debut, and that was at Leopardstown on the 1st of July. He made such a superb impression that I got the feeling right there and then this could be a 2,000 Guineas horse for next year. He's actually quite prominent in the anti-post market for next year's 2,000 Guineas, and I think that the patience of Connections in what must have been an agonising decision taking him out of that Group 1 because the ground was probably a little bit quick, it's going to be repaid in spades here with victory. I think he'll beat the O'Brien horses and all the others in the race, and at 13 to 8, CADILLAC for me is the one to have as your nap selection of the weekend on Saturday. He's offered at 13 to 8 at the time of this recording with 10-bet Paddy Power, Betfair, and with the African company Sport Pisa, who are making a bit of an impression in the British and Irish markets as well. So CADILLAC for a very smooth, purring performance, winning the 4:45 in our view at the Curragh on Saturday, and that's to go with Dancing Approach 25 to 1 each way in the Melrose Handicap, which is at 2:25 at York, and then later on in the 3:40 the Ebor Handicap. We're going with Mark Johnston to win it for the first time since 1992. He won it then with Quick Approach. I wonder how many of you remember that, the Dean McEwen ridden Quick Approach 28 years ago. A 16 to 1 shot, but if he doesn't get in, he's the first reserve. We're going to be with Roger Variant's FUJAIRA Prince at 13 to 2 each way. Those are our 3 for Saturday. As always, we wish you the very best of luck, and we're going to sign off now from Sportsbet TV. Paul Alster, looking forward to your company midweek next week for more selections, but bye-bye for now.